Here with Kathy Duva of Main Events. Now, Kathy, my first question is, Sergey Kovalev versus Andre Ward, has that been difficult to negotiate, putting that fight together? Because I know there was some trouble the first time around.
Yeah, well, we had a deal in place the first time, and there was a rematch provision, and it was all negotiated ahead of time. They wanted to renegotiate, so we did. After about 3 months, we hadn't heard from the other side, and then they finally got in touch, and then they wanted to take control creatively of the promotion. So we agreed to let them do that because we just wanted to get the fight done.
Speaking of taking control, you have Andre Ward, who didn't show up to the press conference. I think that was last year, right? Doesn't show up for the face-off on HBO. What's going on in that man's head?
I don't know. I just hope he shows up for the fight at this point.
Right?
Yeah, I can't explain it.
As a promoter, what did you see in the first fight with Sergey? Because he had the man down. He says he was tired right up to round 5, I believe, is when he started getting exhausted. What did he learn, and what does he take from that first fight?
Well, what he learned was that he was training for a sprint last time, and he had a sprint. And unfortunately, this is a distance sport, and or an endurance sport, I should say. So he brought in a trainer who works with endurance athletes, and you saw the training today. It's like night and day. He was exhausted and drawn the last time we were here in November.
Almost 2.5
3 hours. Yeah, he was doing that every day.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're in an endurance sport, that's not how you train.
Right.
You train so that you're bringing your heart rate down. You're doing what you have to do to be able to maintain that pace for 12 rounds. This time he will be just as strong, I believe, in the last round as he was in the first, and that's going to make all the difference in the world.
And are you confident that he will have that stamina, that he will have that endurance, he'll have his energy levels up for the rematch?
Yeah, look at him today. Again, this is like a different person. Last year when we were here in November, I took a look at his face and I was terrified when I saw what I saw because, it was 3 weeks before the fight at that point. Usually that's when the guy reaches the top of the hill when it comes to training, and I hoped, this is that day. Everybody has that day. This was his, but now as it turned out, that's what the whole training camp was like.
As a promoter, do you have any concerns with the judges? Because in the first fight, I had Sergey winning the fight. I think everybody at Press Row had Sergey winning the fight, and a lot of fight fans had him, taking the fight. And judges gave it to Andre Ward.
Well, I've done this for 39 years this month, so I've seen lots of decisions.
Right, yeah,
I learned a long time ago that if you're depending on the judges, you're in trouble. So things happen. I think the judges got caught up in the crowd. I think they got caught up in the moment. They're human beings. I think they made a mistake. I hope the judges, I spoke to the Nevada Commission at one point. I said, just pick people who don't make mistakes. And I think that's what they've done. And I'm very happy with the judges. And I won't say I wasn't happy last time. They were good judges. But again, there were very few in the sport, unfortunately, who can just shut out everything and watch the fight. And I believe the people they've chosen this time can do that.
Are we expecting larger pay-per-view numbers in the rematch?
I really don't have any idea of what to expect. We don't find out about pay-per-view numbers. And again, in this fight, our role's a little different. We're playing that secondary role. So we'll find out if the Rock way is better.
One of my last questions, and I understand you guys don't want to look past Andre Ward, but you got Adonis Stevenson who's fighting this Saturday. Fight fans, fight critics have been talking about this fight, wanting to see this fight for so long. It seems like Adonis Stevenson is kind of, I don't want to say running away, but it's not really answering the, I guess so. Doesn't want to answer that, that telephone call. Could we expect that fight to get made possibly late this year or early next year?
Your guess is as good as mine. I really have no answer for that. I can't explain Andre Ward, and I can't explain Adonis Stevenson.
So many unanswered questions.
So many.
Thank you.